Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Point are in that Big Bend region, a lot of the rural counties that bore the brunt of the storm.
With the president today signing a major disaster declaration for Florida.
Our nation has your back, and we are not going to, we're not going to walk away.
Idalia carved its destructive path across the southeast. At least 5 reported tornadoes breaking out in the storm zone.
That car is flying!
One flipping this car into the air. Charleston recorded its 5th highest tide on record. 3 people across the region have been killed. Back in Florida, this was Idalia's fury up close in Horseshoe Beach. And this is what's left.
And here in Horseshoe Beach, if your home did survive, there's probably only one reason why. It was built in the sky, like this one, 20 feet high.
Across this quiet, close-knit village, homes torn apart and toppled over.
You always hope that it passes you by, and most of the time it does, but this time it didn't.
The Jacobs family showed us the home they lost and shared the memories they're keeping.
I would put my children to bed, and I had a piano in here, and I would play the piano, and they would go to sleep.
What do you want the country to know about Horseshoe Beach and what happened here in this part of Florida?
We're worth saving.
Copyright.
We just don't want to be forgotten in all this mess.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. This is your humble servant, Big Levi, and today is Shemesh, September the 3rd, 2023, and it's currently 11 a.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Great glory to the Mighty One. Welcome, beloved. It is good to be here. Thank you for being here, brethren, okay? All right, we are watching the work of the Holy One. This is not done by men. This is not the work of the elites. This is not the work of the 1%. This is the work of the Mighty One by the angel. And the only reason this is happening is because his people, we wake up his people, and our vibration is higher than the others. That's what causing all those quote unquote natural disasters, or what they are calling it, Mother Nature, whatever. We just watch the Jacob family, okay? Now we're going to watch this, beloved. We're going to rewatch this again. We have a multiple, you know what, let's close this right here. We have multiple tabs that have news, and we are going to see if this is Jacob's trouble, or another word, Esau's trouble, which means the Gentiles' tribulation. 83, all of them, whether they are Moabites, Ishmaelites, Hamites, Hittites, even some of the sellout Israelites. This is the trouble. The party is over. The fun is done. You will not come over there and do the same garbage that you used to do. That's why the Mighty One is dismantling the whole country, the whole world, if you've been watching. Then again, our message here is be at peace, both you of Jews and Gentiles, because if you Gentiles cleave unto us, well, none of these things should happen to you. Okay? To the children of the Mighty One, our message is be at peace. There will be no Jacob's trouble. Why? If you keep thinking about Jacob's trouble, you're going to vibrate it in a low frequency, and you won't be able to access this great power that the Holy One is releasing out there. You won't be able to access your power that you already have downloaded inside of you. The only thing that keeping you from activating this power is fear of Jacob's trouble, or fear of the Gentiles coming back in power, fear of the New World Order. There is no such thing as a New World Order. The New World Order came here in 1492. This is the takedown of the so-called New World Order. The so-called 1% or the elite, the establishment, they will not be in power again, because they've been in power since 1492. We've been going through Jacob's trouble for a long time. Through the Inquisition, The Inquisition over there in Europe, the Inquisition in China, the Inquisition in Japan, the Inquisition in India, the Inquisition here in America, the Inquisition in Haiti. We've been all over. We have spent all our lives in troubles. We had the chattel slavery, we have lynching, Jim Crowism. All those things were part of Jacob's trouble. Now we've been taken out of Jacob's trouble. We saved out of it. We be at peace. And we are watching the Holy One doing his work. Now, again, this is not being done by men. The so-called Gentiles or 83, they do not have weapon that can control the weather. They can't control the mighty weather, the holy weather. The Messiah doesn't need them to control the weather or have them to invent a device so he can use the device through them. That's not what that is. They have zero and none of this power. We can control the weather, and we are controlling the weather. So-called the children of light. That's why we are doing those things. As you will see, this hurricane, Idalia or Idalia, Idalia means behold the sun. Okay, let's get this out of the way, because we talk of oops. All right, we talk about this. I gotta switch to Google Chrome. Idalia meaning we went to this. Idalia meaning behold the sun. Okay, look at the sun. It's a girl's name. Okay, Idalia, behold the sun. All right. Now, remember what happened to Lahaina. Lahaina means cruel or merciless sun. What is it with the sun? Behold the sun, merciless sun. The warning here, beloved, the angels came in and told us, look, lo, look at the sun. Pay attention to the sun, which is cruel and merciless, upon whom? Who does the sun hate? You see, all those things are happening because of the sun. The particles, molecules, the atoms, the electrons, the photons that came out of the sun is doing this. Shemesh is in the midst. There's a message here. Of course, beloved, we know this is how the Holy One communicates with us. Behold the sun. Behold the merciless, cruel sun. The heat waves, the fires. The sun is literally microwave certain parasites that are not supposed to be here on our planet. Whether they look like us, whether they don't, if they don't belong here, they're going to get taken out. Now, beloved, let us watch what's going on. Let us watch the Holy One at work. Be at peace. Let me see if I can begin with this thing. Oh, boy. It's quite a lot, though. There we go. We'll begin right here. Right.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Once powerful Idalia has made its exit off the North Carolina coast, heading into open waters.
Okay, one thing I want to point out, whether you say Idalia, it doesn't make any difference, all right? We know people like to fight over words. That has nothing to do with anything, okay? Whatever that you want to say it won't make any difference.
As residents and officials across 4 states assess the damage it leaves in its wake. Splintered and twisted homes, the calling cards of where Idalia made landfall yesterday as a major hurricane. Its 125-mile-per-hour winds flattening sparsely populated communities like Horseshoe Beach in Florida's Big Bend region.
Now, the Big Bend region, okay? The Big Bend region, like we spoke about it before, the Big Bend region of Florida slavery history. Okay, the Big Bend. All right. Okay, so Middle Florida, located between the Apalachicola and Suwannee rivers had slavery-dominated agriculture economy. Numerous cotton plantations in Leon County utilized enslaved people as laborer, and by 1860, 73% of the country's population was enslaved. Now, again, brethren, in the 1860s, okay, 73% of the country's population was enslaved. So 73, 3 plus 7, 10, Michael's in the midst. And of course, Leon County, okay, the Lion County, and Leon, which is Leo, the house of Leo. Okay.
According to Labyrinthos, the fifth house is ruled by the zodiac sign Leo and also has the sun as the planetary ruler.
All right, so the sun, of course, ruled the house of Leo. Okay, let's put this right there. Oops. Oh boy. Always, man. There we go. Oh man, come on. The house of Leo. Let's put the rulership of Leo, just to have a. There we go. The sun will Leo. Why would they put the sun and the moon here anyway? So people do things. I want something that have Leo as the sun. There we go. Let's take this one. That's a little bit better. So, okay. Now, the house of Leo, okay, the fifth house is ruled by the sun, aka Shemesh. All right. So, and on Leon County, all right, Leon, which means lion, tribe of Judah, Leo, the fifth house, is ruled by the sun, and the name of the hurricane was Idalia, which means behold the sun. The fire that happened in Lahaina, which means cruel sun. Thus, there is a connection between the sun and all those things that are happening here. And of course, we are the children of the light. The sun is the greatest source of light known to mankind. The sun is the fire, is the source of all fire, and light came out of fire. And we have all those fires going on. So now we can see the Big Bend region of Florida is being judged by the sun. Okay? 190 resident, 1 plus 9, 100,010, Michael is in the midst. All of that. Those are coded messages the Holy One is sending unto us. Is that thing even recording right now? Is it? Yes, it is. Yes. All right. Let's keep on moving.
Utility crews today making progress as they restore power. There have been at least 3 storm-related fatalities, 2 in Florida and 1 in Georgia. Idalia and its drenching rains caused heavy flooding as it moved northward along the Carolina coast. Rainfall amounts topping 10 inches.
Okay, the rainfall topping 10 inches. You know what to do. And all those things, brethren, we're not making this, okay? People think, if you're new here, you think we are working for the government or we are working for, we're looking for things. Everything that we've been saying here are consistent. If you watch all our Esau's Trouble videos, so to speak, there is a playlist called 83, or 83's Trouble. You will watch all of them. And there's another playlist called Esau's Trouble. We have over 400 or 500 videos. Every single things that we've been saying are consistent. Okay, 10 inches of rain in North Carolina. All right. For some reason, North Carolina keep popping up in front of me all over. But anyway, okay, 10 inches of rain in North Carolina. Let's keep on moving.
In some parts of North Carolina. Tonight, President Biden says he plans to travel to hard-hit Florida on Saturday. Tom Yamas is in the storm zone tonight. Tom, how's the recovery looking?
Hey, Lester, good evening to you. Well, here in Horseshoe Beach, it's just getting started, but you can see what they're up against. Piles of debris as far as the eye can see.
Okay, look at this.
Here in this section, you can see far over there that car pushed into the canal by Hurricane Idalia.
Okay, this is symbolic right there. The car with the American flag. Okay, this is okay. Let's see if we can get a better picture so we can go into it.
The mayor here in this town telling me tonight they've now implemented a curfew to stop looting.
Again, people think if this was quote unquote in a black neighborhood, they would have shown you the looters. They would have been all about looting. Oh well, you're looting and stuff. A lot of people stay behind, not because they had to stay behind, no, because because they want to loot the place. Yo, the banks, half of the bank fall off. The safe is open. Yo, what the hell? What do you want me to do? You know, hey man, I need money. Gotta loot this thing. You know, a lot of looting. All right. Let's listen to this again, okay? I want to get to the truck.
In this section, you can see far over there that car pushed into the canal by her.
Okay, the pickup truck. I want to see the pickup truck. Hurricane Idalia. Oh my God. Okay, let's do this. Hurricane Idalia, white truck, and the river. Let me see if I can get this. Yes, this is the image that I'm looking for. Huh. This is very identical. This is the image. I cannot enlarge it, but man, I need a bigger one. If I could get a bigger one. So, but anyway, what you are looking at here, it's a white truck. Okay, one of those typical white truck the Gentiles love to ride with their suspension up, you know, lifted with the American flag. You know, it's very symbolic right there. Well, the color white, I don't know what that represents. I'm not that smart, you know. And then his eyes in the water, and barely his head is out of it, and the American flag is in there. So this is very symbolic, okay? Because this is the typical Gentiles transportation, okay? Like they love to do. So, all right, when we look at this here, all right, with the flag on it and it's all destroyed and then it's in the water. Now, that's what it is. So, let's keep moving here. And you know what? Let's see. Because they keep hiding things. Oops. Come on. Here we go. See, my mouse is working better because I corrected that thing and it was, you see this little thing here, it's a mouse thing. Somehow it's working better now because it has something that was at 25% or, you know, 100%. I bring it at 25%, so it literally worked better now. So yeah, Horseshoe, Florida demographic. So what's going on here? See, they don't give you anything. All right, they don't give you anything. They keep telling you the population is like 75% women, 25% men. Let me see. Horseshoe Beach has a 2020 and beach is currently going at the rate of annual population by, and they don't say anything here. Okay. Oh, there you go. White 100%, black African Americans 0%. Horseshoe Beach demographic: white 100%, black or African American 0%, native 0, Asian 0, 0, 0, 0. 100% of so-called white folks stay here. And this thing specifically targeted area that so-called Gentiles are living here, and then they destroy the place. And you're going to sit there and tell us, Big Levi, it's the government doing this. It's China doing this. China? Do you know what's going on in China right now? We'll get to China, okay? We'll get to China. You know how many typhoon, another word, hurricanes, you know how many typhoons that are hitting China? So they are doing this to themselves, and they are doing this to specific area that have a very specific demographic folks, or very specific. Folks, this is very specified. This is very targeted. The so-called government is not taking out their voter base. Whether it's Trump country or Biden country, they don't do that. They don't take their own people out. Beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, give the Messiah a hand, man. Give the Messiah great glory, man. This thing is specifically targeted those people, just like it specifically targeted us during Katrina, which was not a big deal. Katrina was all hype. Katrina was all hype because it was mainly us. Give the Holy One praise and glory, man. This is not being done by men. This is not being done by the so-called, the elite, the government. We have to understand, the elite try to depopulate the world. Are you out of your freaking mind? The so-called elite love overpopulation. They love when there is a lot of people there so they can suck up and mooch of those people. So they can use them for cheap labor. They love overpopulated. Until when their population is decreased and we are increased, then there is a overpopulation problem. You think those folks are doing this to themselves? This is the work of the Holy One. This is the work of the angels. And above all, this is the work of the children of the Mighty One. Because we are doing this, our vibration is up. Anybody, you out there, you are vibrating in fear. Oh, the elite is going to come in power. The new world order is going to come in power. And then we're going to have one world government, one world. We already had one world government, one world religion. It was called the so-called Catholicism, Protestantism, baptism. I don't care whatever. As long as it wasn't us permitted to practice our own so-called religion and practices and cultures and customs, we were banned from those things. Those people came here in 1492 with the New World Order. They destroyed us during the Inquisition over there in Europe and here, excuse me, in China, Japan and India, and the Middle East, if you want to call it that, Northern Africa, Southern Africa, and the Congo. We still have unknown civilization, advanced, super Wakanda advanced civilization in the Congo and the Amazon and Haiti. We have super civilization, Wakandan, whatever you want to call it, civilization in the sea. Those are the folks that did listen to the Holy One. They did not go against Moses and Aaron. They did not go against Yahushua. They got redeemed. And us, the two-thirds of them, we were the two-thirds back then. Now we learn our lesson. We're good with this. I don't know about you, friend. I don't want another Jacob's trouble. Some two-thirds out there want another Jacob's trouble. I myself, I had enough of this. I don't know about you. I have enough Jacob's trouble, sir. I don't want some Jacob's trouble now. This is Esau's trouble. This is the Gentiles tribulation. This is 83 trouble. Just like you watch it here, this place is 100% white. And this thing came in and then devastated the whole town. I do not want another Esau, another Jacob's trouble. Thank you. I'm good. I learned my lesson. I turn my way back to the Father. The Holy One will not wake us up and give us all those knowledge and show us all those wonders and then put us back into slavery again because some of the women out there are twerking. Because some of the men out there are eating pork. Or one woman wear pants. One woman wear fake weave. One of them marry a white man. One of the dudes is a cowboy. That has nothing to do with our redemption. We've been redeemed. We're good. Whoever's out there doing whatever you want and then you live the YOLO life, that's on you. This has nothing to do with the nation. But Big Levi, the women out there, they are being rebellious, and then the men out there, they are being rebellious, and the Most High, we're going to do something. We have to do something. Now we ain't got to do hish about nothing. Every single body, every single person that are listening here, you must work on yourself. This is the path of knowing thyself, which begin about knowing your guardian angel first. Your spirit guide, because you've been free of, that is if the curse is being lifted above you. You will feel it and you'll know this is time for me to know what I'm packing. What kind of power do I have? Which begin with you knowing your guardian angel. Okay? Now, beloved, let's keep on moving and see the more messages that the Holy One is giving unto us.
Hurricane Idalia. And on top of all this mess, the mayor here in this town telling me tonight they've now implemented a curfew to stop looting.
They implemented a curfew to stop looting. Looting? Who's doing the looting? Oh, the house of Leo. Let's get rid of that. Hey, these things. Oh, come on, man. What? Okay. Who's doing the looting? Huh? A town, horseshoe, beach. Of course, brethren, the symbolic meaning of the horseshoe. Let's we know the whites are doing the looting over there, but let's see. The horse is, of course, astrologically speaking, it's the house of Sagittarius, with the arrow and the bow and the horse. What is the spiritual meaning of the horseshoe?
According to No Mastery, in spiritual terms, the horseshoe is a powerful protective symbol. Its iron composition is thought to ward off malevolent spirits and energy. Iron is a grounding metal in spiritual practices and is associated with strength and resilience, making a horseshoe a shield against negativity.
You can't make this up. You can't make this up, okay? A powerful protective symbol. Of course, iron belongs to the house of Madim. And we know Madim is for war, revenge, bloodbath. And Madim don't play this. We are being protected. A powerful protection, okay? The symbols, the horseshoes. The horseshoe symbolizing strength. The mighty one is hitting them. That's why in the cartoon, when someone is getting hit and then they show you horseshoes, sometimes they show you horseshoes flying. That means the strength, because that's what's happening to those folks over there, okay? All right, now, who's doing the looting, brethren? Are we doing the looting? Are we doing the looting over there? You see how they don't show you the looters? You see how they don't even talk about the looters? You see how the so-called looting is not all over the place? Because they know for a fact the folks that are doing those looting, which is, brethren, when you look at this, like, how can you blame those people? Because they are reverting back to their old natural ways of doing things. And of course, man, everything is destroyed. I find opportunities to swagger jack this bank or the neighbor. I've been watching him for years with that nice lawnmower. Now he out of town. He left. He fled. I didn't. I stayed. I stand my ground. This is true Floridian right there. I stand my ground, and then now I'm going to go ahead and swagger jack this lawnmower. Yes, sir. All right, let's keep on moving.
Tonight, this new video obtained by NBC News showing Idalia's historic and devastating storm surge. Watch and listen as the storm pushes into Steinhatchee, Florida, nearly reaching rooftops. The water rising from 1 to 8 feet in just over an hour. Captain Jody Griffiths saw it all, trying to protect his marina resort.
That shed came from our neighbors.
Okay, so this dude here, he owned a resort, all right, and trying to protect it. So you want to tell me the government targeted him, the guy that owned business, or he's targeting himself because I'm assuming the guy is a millionaire or a billionaire. I don't know. He owned a resort. I'm not too good when it comes to economic or financial stuff. I'm assuming the guy is rich. Also, the rich now are using this weapon or this device to destroy themselves? No. This is the work of the Holy One. Jacob's trouble is over. 400 years being fulfilled. 1619, 2019. And this is your judgment.
Come from the neighbors over on the other side.
Was it like a wall of water, or was it just kind of building?
When it came, it came.
With many neighborhoods initially cut off, the scale of the devastation here is just beginning to come into focus.
It got higher.
Some, like Linda Wicker's family, who've owned Roy's restaurant for 2 decades, will have to rebuild from scratch.
So those people, okay, that, let me just enlarge this right quick. So those people that just own this restaurant, what's the name of the restaurant? See what? They gave us a name of it. What's the name of it?
Roof here come from the neighbors over on the other side.
Was it like a
Seashore or seaweed?
wall of water, or was it just kind of building?
Sea pears?
When it came,
What? Did you say salopers or salopers?
With many
If it says salopers, that's not a good word. You know, the word salopers. Okay, whatever. I'm thinking of something, but whatever. We'll get back to that.
neighborhoods initially cut off, the scale of the devastation here is just beginning to come into focus.
It got higher.
Some, like Linda Wicker's family, who've owned Roy's restaurant for 2 decades,
Roy's restaurant. Okay, sea food. Okay, see. But the guy, the sea lopers, let me see. Is that what that is? Sea lopers. Sea lopers resort horseshoe. Okay, let me see. Sea lopers. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, nah, because they know what silo. That's not what the reason why you can't find this, because it's oh man, Silopers Resort Horseshoes, Four Seasons, Ontario's. Anyway, Silopers is just like it's a word for, you know, salop or salopers. You know, it's just meaning translation, French salop translation in English, which means slut. That's like a very kind way of saying slut in French. But if you know, if you put the salopers or silopers, which mean a band of sluts, whores, a bench of whores coming over there, you know, that's what it is. But anyway, so maybe I'm making this up. Yeah, great glory. Let's keep on moving.
to rebuild from scratch.
Is it a total loss, or can
Pretty
you
much,
guys, yeah.
pretty much.
Total
The
loss.
building's not, but
But
the contents,
total loss.
pretty much everything's
Gone.
gone.
Okay, now if we let's enlarge this a moment. If you enlarge this, you see this one. Who? I'm not going to say it. Who's God? It's SCV and Gordon. You know, you tell me who's in the midst. Isn't Daniel 12:1 are being fulfilled right now? Is that thing even recording? How long we are in? Oof. All right, man. We are very far into this thing already. Anyway, Daniel 12:1 is in the midst. All right, let's keep on moving.
Dahlia made landfall with a ferocity not seen in this area in more than a century. Daring high water rescues rolled out up and down the coast. And more than 500,000 lost power. Many have been restored.
The bulk of the outages at this point are in that Big Bend region, a lot of the rural counties that
Rural County, Big Bend region. It's just this thing specifically targeted those area. And people are going to sit there, well, Ron DeSantis is doing, well, the government is doing this to Ron DeSantis because he's standing against the woke movement. Yeah, it's all about woke now. Get the f out of here, man. It's all about woke. They are saying the woke is destroying this. Woke is not destroying America. We are. Our vibration are. The Holy One is doing this. Not even America. It's the entire Babylonian system, which was a righteous system that Daniel gave unto King Nebuchadnezzar, okay, which was ruling Babylon, and just like the Most High wanted to. But then again, when it comes to give Gentiles power, they started good. The moment they become delusional, and they're like, wait a minute. Wait, hang on. I'm doing this. The Most High is not doing this. I'm in charge here. I am a god. There's no other god than me. And then they start worshiping themselves, and then they perverted the Babylonian system that Daniel had given unto them. Remember, Daniel was the one who made them into a lower priesthood. Daniel had baptized them. That's what it meant to baptize someone. to make them unto like us, to make them into a lower priesthood. And then they took over, and then they go out there, and then they're like, this, we are that. That's exactly what's going on here. Big Levi, you have to understand, the elite are doing this to run the census. Disney is using these weather device to depopulate those people and stuff like that. That's a bunch of lies and garbage. We don't get involved with conspiracy theories here. This is facts. The only one is doing this. You can see the sun is in the mist. Okay, all right. You can see. Let me just enlarge this right here. Look at the countenance of those people. Okay, you can see the sun is in the mist. Michael is in the mist. Daniel 12:1, the angel that watched over the nation of Israel, which is us, Israelites, is in the mist. You can see the low vibration, the low energy in those folks' face. Do you see the pride in their faces? They don't have any of us they can put in the back and try to make sure like this thing has everything to do with us. Look at this. Look at this. Do those folks look like a group of people that are going to thrive and take over and become on top again? And come up on top? Like, this imply that they were at the bottom. Well, the elite are destroying everything so they can bring the reset so they can be on top. The freaking word elite literally means they are on top. They're going to destroy everything that they own and so they can come back on top. Then who was on top? Well, the American people was on top. Now the elite is taking over. Look, listen, man, take this garbage, put it on the plate and eat it. We don't want this thing over here, man. This is not the face of joy. This is not the face of the rapture. Again, for those of you that are new here, let's define the word rapture. Define rapture. No.
Here's the definition of rupture.
Define
especially
rapture.
Of a pipe, a vessel, or a bodily. Here's the definition of rupture. Especially of a pipe,
What does
a vessel,
the
or a
rapture
bodily
mean?
part such as an...
Here we go.
Here's the definition of rapture. A feeling of intense pleasure or joy.
A feeling of intense pleasure and joy. Does this look like those folks are being raptured? I mean, they are being raptured, all right. Does this look like the faces of folks that are in great joy, blissfulness? Do they look happy? No, they are putting out, they barely can keep a face. Now, look at this woman right here with a shirt. You see what that shirt said? Remember all those fear-mongering garbage about, well, the FEMA gonna come in the hood. They're going to take all, the camps, especially my camp. They're gonna take the men of my camp. They're going to put them in camps. They're going to gas them and say, oh, we're going to worship Yahushai, or we're going to worship or the Catholic Church or whatever. No, they already done that. Let's show you they've done this. Let's pause this for a moment. And now, is it recording? I believe so. Okay, this is what happened. Okay, again, you look at what those guys were doing to the saint back then. They wore out the saint. Okay, that's when they were telling our brethren, okay, you want to serve Jesus Christ your Lord, or you want to stick to your custom and the laws that the Most High gave you? And our brethren said, we stick with the law, and they will kill them. Of course, they were doing this to the saint. Look at this dude right there. They tied up his hand behind his back, and he has, excuse me, the halo. Okay, you can see the circle, the halo behind his head. Okay, you can see the brother, see the halo about his head and the halo around here. That's why you guys were doing Jacob's trouble. Okay, all right. You were taking our people, tied up giant boulders on their hands, on their neck, and dumped them in the well, dumped them in the sea, dumped them in the ocean, dumped them in the rivers. Okay, you can see this dude has a halo behind his head and tie a huge rock in his feet, drop him in the river. You can see the dude have a halo because that means they were the same. Okay, then again, just like you see here, excuse me, Russian icon.
Here is information from Wikipedia.
All right. the Russian icon, okay? The black saint. You can see all the saint have this thing around their head. It's not something. Let's take this brother right here. It's not like this is a drawing. They actually had this. The light was around the head. That's why they were able to identify our brethren. Okay, you can see the halo behind it, which is called the highest harmonic of gold. Okay, the highest harmonic of gold. Right, the Russian icon. You see that round behind, which is the highest harmonic of gold. That's when our brethren reach the highest spirituality, and this thing up here, it cannot be taken away. And you can actually see it when they're walking around. That's what you're going to start seeing. You're going to start seeing brethren walking around with this thing behind their head. Okay? Oh boy. There we go. All right. You can see it here. You can see it there. All right. And you can see the halo behind this dude there with the afro. Okay. They tie up his hand behind his back and put him in a sack with venomous snake. And then they will just buried him with fierce monkeys, fierce beasts, a bunch of snakes, and a bunch of animal that can eat him. They put him in the sack, and then they just embody him in the sack and bury him alive with all those venomous sticks. They would put men and women. You can see the halo behind his head. Put him in a box with venomous snakes and stuff, and then buried them alive. That's what you people were doing during Jacob's trouble. Okay, you can see our brethren, you tie them up and then you would put them over spiky things. You would cut them to pieces. You can see the halo behind his head. Let's take another one. And let's take 3 more. Okay, dog of conquest. Doing the Inquisition. You will take our brethren and put them in nets. All right, you can see the halo behind his head. You will release raging bull on them. You will release tigers and lions upon them. Wild beasts will be their grave, which was our grave. You will release bears, and then you will tie up our brethren, and those animals will come and they will eat us. You will tie our brethren, and the dogs you've been starving, and you release them, and they will eat our men, our women. You can see the halo behind the dude's head, halo behind him, because they were the sent. Okay, that's what you were doing during Jacob's trouble. You would bury our brethren alive because they did not want to accept your Jesus Christ. That's how you spread Christianity. You can see the halo on his head, the halo around his head, the halo behind his head, because they were the saint of the Holy One. You wear out the saint. You will tie us, our brethren, upon horses. You will drag them upon town. You can see the halo behind his head. You can see the halo behind his head. You can see the halo behind his head. You will go ahead and drag them upon jagged rocks until the body split, until the body becomes so damaged that the guts is trailing behind them. That's what you did during Jacob's trouble. And then now you want to sit there and say, this woman with the female thing is going to do the same thing again. Is that what that is? And you think you're going to get away with those things that you did by saying, Jesus, I believe in you. And then I'm washed. I am baptized. Big Levi. Big Levi, I am baptized. I am saved. Oh, I am saved. You have no idea what you just did when you go and let those people plunge you underwater in a pool that a bunch of other people left the spirit in there. And then you go ahead, you plunge yourself in there. We used to do this thing in rivers and sea only. And that's not what you think that is. Oh, I'm saved, Big Levi. I accept Jesus Christ. Of course you accept it, because that's how it was spreaded. Through this. That's how you got our people broken down, because this thing was beat unto them. This is Jacob's delivering, and this is Esau's trouble. Let's keep on moving. Wait, hang on. Oh boy, we're already at 45 minutes. All right, let's get this out of the way so we can move on. Now, again, beloved, Genesis 15 verse 13, he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land. Is that thing even recording? I don't know. It seems like It seems like it's recorded. And a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 100 years. 1619, 2019. Right after 1619, 2020 kicks in, boom, the entire world is locked down. It wasn't the elite. It wasn't the 1%. It wasn't the government. It wasn't China. It wasn't Russia that are doing this. Or the elite are testing a lockdown, man. No, they were locked out. A lot of people now, well, there is a second lockdown coming. No, whether you like this place down or not, you are locked out. You can't get in. You were never in a lockdown. You were locked out. You were kicked out. 2020, the entire world, the mighty one shut it down. That's why a lot of economy got destroyed. Those people were putting a face, and a lot of people were no more. That's why they were saying, oh, well, so many people right now are working at home, and then they don't want to come back to work. And no, they are not working at home. They are 6 feet under, and they are in this eternal sauna or eternal barbecue pit. Yes, because they are not here anymore. In 2020, 2021, 2022, till today, 2023, it's never get better. It's getting worse and worse. Oh, baby, wait until 2024. We warn you, the moment Pluto got here in Aquarius, this thing was going to be bad. Now, we were wrong. It didn't get bad. He got worse. It was already bad. So why? Because we are in Genesis 15 verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And how the mighty one is judging the nation? Through the 10 plagues. We've been through the fiery conflagration. Now it's a thunder voices, aka the weather. Okay? All right. Let's get rid of this. All right. Let's keep on moving, brethren. Okay?
Bore the brunt of the storm.
With the president today signing a major disaster declaration for Florida.
Our nation has your back, and we are not going to, we're not going to walk away.
Of course you're not. Of course you're not. Why? When this thing is affecting them, which, first, when this thing was affecting us, we have to see what we can do. And the government, we don't have that much money. We have already a bunch of other things and stuff. And then when they release something on people like us, like what they did in Katrina, did our people ever receive that money? No, they took it. They give that money to mainly the people that look like them. They were always at the money. And then now this thing is attacking them 100%. And then they are giving money and they don't have that much because it's too many of them. Too many handed all going out there. Hey, give us money, man. Hey, my gas station was destroyed. You think those Gentiles that own the fuel, that own the petrol, that own the energy are doing this to themselves? Huh? You think they did that?
Across the southeast, at least 5 reported tornadoes breaking out in the storm zone.
That car's flying!
One flipping this car into the air. Charleston recorded its 5th highest tide on record. 3 people across the region have been killed. Back in Florida, this was Idalia's fury up close in Horseshoe Beach.
All right, this is the typical home.
This is what's left.
And here in Horseshoe Beach, if your home did survive, there's probably only one reason why. It was built in the sky, like this one, 20 feet high.
Okay, 20 feet high home, okay? Because that's one of the way for them to survive, all right? That's the only way.
This quiet
Look at this. Those are the typical houses of the so-called Gentiles, all right? Cheaply built, came from China, and then put it on all in. And the Holy One is sweeping them off of the Holy Land.
Close-knit village, homes torn apart and toppled over.
You always hope that it passes you by, and most of the time it does.
Yes. Now, again, let's just enlarge this. We wanted to get here. Look at her shirt. Okay, it says Mama Bear. Of course, over here, we are well aware what the Mama Bear meant, and we had videos. We discussed all of this. The people in the chat room, let them know what the Mama Bear represent. And then who are those family, okay? Who are this family?
But this time it didn't.
The Jacobs family showed us the home they lost.
the Jacob's family and the mama bear. Okay, the mama bear is in the midst of Jacob's family. Of course, not those Jacob. We'll say the mama bear is in the midst of the Jacobites. Okay, it's in the midst of us. All right. You heard what she said? She said, let's let her speak.
It was built in the sky, like this one, 20 feet high. Across this quiet, close-knit village, homes torn apart and toppled over.
You always hope that it passes you by.
You always hope it passes you by.
And most of the time it does.
And most of the time, she's right, it does.
But this time it didn't.
But this time it didn't. Every single time the hurricane come up, those when they were under the blessing, they just, hey, I'm hoping this thing is not passing nowhere near me. And the Lord named Jesus Christ. And then it didn't. And they were delusional enough to know, hey, well, this thing didn't pass us because we are great. This thing didn't pass us because Jesus protect us. Because the American flag or the American freedom, the American way, because you know what? We control the weather. Okay? All right? That's when they were under the blessing. Now the curse is upon them. There you go.
The Jacobs family showed us the home they lost and shared the memories they're keeping.
I would put my children to bed, and I had a piano in here, and I would play the piano, and they would go to sleep.
What do you want the country to know about Horseshoe Beach and what happened here?
What do you want the country to know? Now, again, Brethren, when he said that, he's not talking about the actual country. That's how those people talk, okay? They want that, hey, man, what do you want the others, the other 83 out there to, what's the message out there?
Part of Florida.
We're worth saving. We just don't want to be forgotten in all this mess.
You heard what she said? We just don't want to be forgotten. Guess what? She said that not because back then we are strong. We are horseshoe strong. We are very strong. We will rebuild. We will do this. Will that. What she been seeing, all of them been seeing, a lot of those people that get hit, the government just forget them. The people in East Palestine, the people in Maui, people in California, all those disasters happen, they just forget them. And she said, I'm hoping you guys don't forget us here because we're 100% white over there. Need this money in there. Because she see that the so-called the South is being forgotten. And just like the steel industry. Remember, Trump ride this thing. I said, we're going to bring the steel back. We're going to build a wall. When those people say build a wall, they know very damn well Trump is not talking about the physical wall. Build a wall was like he put the so-called black people in their places. Separating us from them. Give us that good we had back then. That physical wall. We don't want a physical wall. We love those cheap Mexicans coming over there and then give us that cheap labor. Trump was the last hurrah, man, and Trump is not there. And then they just, all their hope, whether they wanted to, excuse me, all their hopes, whether they want to admit it or not, are in Biden right now. Which we don't give a rat ass about that. We don't care. I mean, don't forget us, man. Like, the whole steel industry was forgotten.
Tom Yamas, NBC News, Horseshoe Beach, Florida.
And as we see those images of homes destroyed, concerns are mounting over another looming problem. Gabe Gutierrez is in Cedar Key with more on what some call the hurricane tax.
Tonight, with the damage being assessed in Idalia's wake, some Floridians are worried about another looming disaster: insurance.
When you first came back here and you saw the damage, what went through your head?
It's a little bit of disbelief, depression.
Amy Firestein returned today to find the
Amy Firestein. Okay, then.
The small hotel she owns ravaged. All the more frustrating because she says the insurance premiums for her own home doubled recently.
Is it better to just save up money and pay out of pocket or keep paying insurance every year? I don't know.
After weathering Hurricane Ian last year, as we've reported, Florida homeowners are already paying the highest insurance premiums in the country.
Again, when you watch Ian, man, this thing keep hitting them, and they see that. And they see that Ian, Florida got hit every year now, ever since 2020. Got hit 2020, got hit 2021, 2022, 2023. Every year got hit.
$6,000 a year versus the national average of $1,700.
Here in Cedar Key, nearly 9 feet of storm surge tore through
nearly 9 feet. You know what to do.
These homes.
Still, Florida's chief financial officer says Idalia could have been much worse.
Could have been much worse. You got to be freaking kidding me. This is the type of delusional facade I despise. I despise it. It could have been worse, Big Levi. What? You got to be kidding me. Oh my. Oh, it could have been worse. What? This is not worse? Yo, do you know the feeling of having a home and this home being destroyed and you can't rebuild it? And people to come up and say, it could have been worse. Okay, what could have been worse? You could have died. What? I could have died. You think if your house destroyed, you die, that's it. That's not the worst. The worst is your house destroyed, you survive, and then you're going to have to go through the same thing again to rebuild it, and then it got destroyed by another future hurricane. Get out of here, man.
Silver lining to this is Idalia did go through one of the least populated areas of the state.
Yeah, the least populated, which was all 83, this thing was targeted. That's why.
In December, legislators here passed sweeping changes to property insurance laws. Some experts say 4 new insurers soon coming to the state could help keep costs down. But others worry it'll...
There you go. This is the symbolic chart that I want to show you, okay? All right?
Take years for the market to stabilize.
Do you think insurance rates could rise another 20 or 30%
for
after
sure
this hurricane?
Easily.
For sure.
Gregory Buck is an insurance provider in Palm Beach County.
Since 2017, none of our companies who write homeowners in Florida have made any real money.
Tonight for homeowners here, mounting questions about future insurance bills. And hurricane season is far from over.
Oh, not at all.
For context, how do the early damage estimates from Idalia compare to Hurricane Ian?
Well, Lester, it is still very early, but one investment bank estimates that this storm cost around $10 billion in damages.
$10 billion in damages, specifically 100% on you. $10 billion of dollars damages on you guys, like 100%.
Far less than Hurricane Ian, which cost $112 billion.
Which was also on you. Okay, you are getting hit. Whether it was $1 billion, $2 billion, you are getting hit.
Lester.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez, thank you. We'll take a turn out of the Supreme.
So now, I myself, as an American, as a faithful American, I have a voice, and I would like my voice to be heard. Concerning that 10 billion, this is me speaking for myself. I don't care about other people's opinion. I work, I pay taxes. I would like my tax money to cover that $10 billion to go straight to Ukraine. Great glory.
Issued a disaster declaration for the hardest hit areas.
And he plans to tour the destruction this Saturday. Local 10's Andrew Perez leads off our live team coverage from Hudson. Andrew.
There's a lot to see, too. The damage is pretty widespread across Florida. We're talking wind, water, even fire damage, as we've learned today. And one thing we also noticed are neighbors really stepping up to help each other. A fast-moving fire tearing through this Hernando Beach home. The roads are flooded, the neighborhood cut off. In flies Nevin Jenkins, riding on his airboat.
I said, is the fire department on the way? She said, no, they can't come because the water's too deep.
Yes. If those fire, we need to have a petition to have those firefighters put on the plate and send all of them to Ukraine to put the fire over there, because They are fighting for freedom. As an American, I worry about my freedom, and most importantly, freedom of others out there in the world that truly they don't give a crap about me. But I do give a crap about them. We should send the money and the firefighters to Ukraine. To the Congress listening here, sign that $10 billion, send it to Ukraine. I mean, you people just dealing with a little hurricane that didn't even do that much damage. Ian did more damage. I mean, why would you pull yourself by the bootstrap, man? You don't need $10 billion. Send it to Ukraine so they can fight freedom. That's what I want as an American.
So we hooked up the airboat.
Jenkins evacuated his Hernando Beach home as instructed when his wife got word about a fire next door.
No fire department because the roads are flooded.
He was writing
in the midst of an hurricane.
Manasseh Springs, but knows some friends and neighbors decided to stay put. So he sped over through the marsh, popping up onto the street and connecting with a friend.
We pulled up on the road here, and we grabbed 2 water hoses, one from there, one from here, and just started squirting for about 3 hours. I didn't want the house to burn down or any of the neighbors, so I mean, I didn't know if we could really help. So we just
you save it. I mean, this is the house. You save it. Okay, you save it. You know, with 3 water hoses. That's what you guys did. Yeah, you saved the house.
Crews were.
Did you know if black folk did this, they would have get arrested? You know, if it was our people did this, they would have get out. Not only they would have get arrested, they would have get sued by whoever this homeowner was. They would have said, well, you guys are not trained firefighters. You cause more damage. The fire would have been put by itself. And all the people down in the neighborhood say, yeah, well, the smoke when you were doing it got there. My wife got sick. My children got sick. They would have sued you.
Them believing all the flooding shorted a refrigerator at the home, which was empty at the time. It wasn't the only fire reported, though.
The house caught fire. It ended up 3 houses consecutive.
Crews fanned out in Hudson dealing with fires of their own. Water took over the area, but has finally gone down. Residents like Barb Gibbs returning, taking that first step to starting over.
I don't know how I'm going to replace it, but it's things. It's things. At the end of the day, I'm okay.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. This is not the face of someone that is okay. It's things. That's all you so-called 83 worry about. Things. That's what you do. Material stuff. You go around destroying everybody and steal their stuff. You don't worry about lives. Even in your own money, you say, in God we trust, which means in your money you trust. That's all you guys been doing. You folks are not here because, you worry about lives. But Big Levi, you have to understand, we need to say something about abortion and stuff like that. Really? Suddenly now, there's a huge fight against abortion. There's a huge fight against the so-called the rainbow community. Why? You folks were the main people pushing this thing, put that thing in the hood, okay? Euthanize our people. You are the one pushing this thing. Suddenly now you guys are, well, we don't want this thing anymore. Well, that means the wind has shifted. There's something shifted to a certain group of people. That's what happened. You know, that's what happened. Let's keep on moving.
Hey, I'm okay.
I don't think anybody expected it to be quite this bad.
Homes ripped apart and businesses in shambles. Residents in Cedar Key still sitting in the dark. Incredible video out of Horseshoe Bend.
Let's see what's going on in Cedar Key. What's going on here? Cedar Key. Cedar Key. Cedar Key, Florida demographic. Okay. Let's look at Cedar Key, Florida. Oops, there we go. Cedar Key, 87% whites, black, 10%, and 2 or more races, 2, 3 Native American and stuff. So I don't know how. Yes, that's okay. Well, it's 87% of them, 10% of us. All right, and let's see who's they're going to show in this thing, because they have one token Negro coming over there and telling you how thing is bad for all of us. Okay, yeah.
As many figure out how to rebuild.
Okay, great glory right there. Let me see. Do they have anything here? No. All right, let's keep on moving, Bridget. Let's keep on moving.
9:31, a sad update to the search for a missing couple in Hernando County. They were last seen on a Tuesday night. The group of volunteers have begun searching for them this morning. Jen is live with an update now, and not good news, right?
Yeah, not good news, Russell. You know, instances like these are always hard to report. We are along Powell Road, about a couple miles from where we last spoke to you, along Powell Road and Broad Street. And just before 9 o'clock this morning, we got a call from Billy Lane with We Are the Essentials. They had just dispatched their crews to try and locate this family. And unfortunately, according to the family, deputies are still investigating, but according to the family, along Powell Road is where the vehicle was found, off into the wooded area here. According to the family, that they did locate the vehicle just a couple miles from where they dispatched, and they say, according to the friends and family, that yes, they found the car, and inside was the deceased couple. It looks like it was an accident, according to them, a car accident where they possibly ran into a tree. We're talking about Albert and Cynthia Allen. They've been missing since Tuesday afternoon. Family and friends are out here. A lot of tears being shed, a lot of hugs. You can see deputies are on scene as well. They are continuing their investigation for this couple. And again, according to the family, they just found the vehicle and unfortunately the deceased couple inside. And Russell, I spoke with a family, friends of the family, and just asked about Cynthia and Albert Allen. You know, they were in their 70s, and he said that they were just a loving couple, a good friend to many. They've lived in this community for decades, and you can see from the crowd behind me that they're going to be missed. And you know, the road to just their sadness has just begun, and they're just trying to cope with this outcome. But again, sheriff deputies are on scene. They're continuing their investigation, but according to friends and family of the Allens, that they are in fact deceased, and they were found in their vehicle just a few minutes ago. Russell.
All right, Jen.
Okay, well, nothing big here. 2 people, they were missing, and then they were found dead. Okay, 2 couples. All right, oops, yeah, there we go. Okay, those are the 2 couples. They were missing, and then they found both of them no more. And we don't know what happened here. At least I don't. A lot of things going on in the midst of 83, man. Certain one of them are running away from things, and things are not too good. And a lot of those people are being no more, and they are taking themselves out because of conspiracy theories. Okay, they truly believe what the conspiracy theorists are saying out there, and then they are taking themselves out before they've been taken out. So, you conspiracy theorists, this is all on your head. Those 2 people could have been alive. I mean, I'm just saying this. They could have been alive if they did listen to us and be at peace and cleave unto us, instead of listen to those guys out there and do certain things. Like that woman that took her family and go living in the woods because she want to live off grid, and then they die because they didn't know how to survive. It got too cold or whatever, and then they were no more.
Tonight, with the damage being assessed in Idalia's wake, some Floridians are worried about another looming disaster.
Insurance. All right, we already went into this. Let's keep on moving.
In the Florida town of Horseshoe Beach, the damage stretches in every direction. Residents are returning home to see if there's anything left.
What matters is what I'm holding right here, okay? It's just material stuff.
Yeah, again, like I said before, that's all those people worry about, material stuff, okay? Brethren, listen, I'm not going to sit there and say, yo, you know, I'm so happy you people are losing your home. First, those homes are not yours, they are ours, you're on our land. And anybody out there that own a home, you'll know the feeling if you lost this stuff, man. If the whole house is burned out, especially if you were born, your forefathers were born, your foremothers, or everybody were born and raised in there, you have childhood memories, and when you come back, the whole thing is gone. It will hurt. All right, it will hurt. You're like, okay, well, you know, great glory, I'm alive. This thing is, but you know, it's still, especially for you, so-called 83s. You guys are all about that stuff. You guys are all about materialistic things. That's all you strive for. You take people's land, you take their money, you take their lives, you literally steal everything. You all about owning the best thing, having the best thing. Your whole gospel is about getting the best. Jesus said, get rich, and this, get more money, get more cars, get this. That's all you guys done.
It's just material stuff.
Hurricane Idalia roared through the town, first with wind, then tremendous storm surge. This was the moment a manufactured home sank under the water. Incredibly, there are still properties left standing.
Oh, yeah,
I'm feeling great. The house is still here.
Up and down an area known as Florida's Big Bend, there's an anxious wait for the waters to recede.
Our house is sitting up under 3.
There you go. There you go. There you go. They have to put this typical Negro, okay, with this football and all that. You know, no, he's all about that life. Typical Negro in there and telling you his house is sitting under 2 or 3 feet. let's listen to the Negro, okay? Because they have to make sure that, hey, this is Crystal River, okay, Florida. This is not a horseshoe. This is Crystal River, okay? Listen to the fellow.
The waters to recede.
Our house is sitting up under 3-4 foot of water.
Okay, if your house is sitting under 3-4 foot of water, then your house was 1 foot tall. That means your house was like 1 foot tall. If you can go under 2-3 feet of water, that means, wait a minute, that your home is under it. Where were you living, man? They have to get a Negro saying some stuff over there, so other people like, damn it, Big Levi, this thing is coming for us. Jacob's trouble in the midst of us. Ah, man, you gotta see this, you gotta see that. Yeah, whatever.
Overwhelmed, I would say, would be really the only kind of way to describe it.
It's done.
It's just ruined. I mean, everything in there is kind of lost.
It's done.
Idalia was a storm for the ages, the most powerful hurricane to hit the region in more than a century, tracking across Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Tens of thousands have no power. They face weeks of cleanup ahead.
All the water started coming up through the floor. It wasn't even through the front door, just every corner of the house, just through the floorboards, all throughout the house, the entire house.
Early estimates suggest at least $20 billion in damage, but it's too soon to know for sure.
Okay. They don't know what they are saying. 10 billion in damage, 20 billion in damage. I myself say take all those billion and send them to Ukraine. They are fighting for freedom. As an American, I love freedom, and I want everybody to have some of that American freedom, beginning with my tax money. Send that 20 billion to Ukraine. Great glory.
You did see structural damage to buildings. I saw roofs torn off of businesses.
Yes, of course, all of us see that. But did you see the looters? Huh? Did you see the looting going on? Who was doing that looting?
We saw other types of hurricane damage. There's no question.
What is clear is that Idalia could have been far worse, but most residents heeded warnings and left before landfall, a decision that likely saved lives in the face of a powerful storm. Jackson Prosco, Global News.
All right, great glory. Let's keep on moving. And, we done with the hurricane? All right, we're done with the hurricane. We're going to move to part 2, excuse me. But before we move to part 2, let me just start saying a few words concerning Jacob's trouble, because excuse me, that's one of the way the 83 kept our people down. It's through fear, it's through control. Like we said before, from the beginning, ever since we started this channel, and it's been 3 years since 2020, I believe. Even way before that, we were talking about and comment boards and stuff about there'll be no Jacob's trouble. It was something that revealed unto us a long time ago. And the moment you realize that this thing is being done by the Holy One and men are not responsible, there is a reason why those people are saying the elite is doing this, China is doing that, Russia is doing that, the American government is doing that. All of these are lies. See, the American government do not have the power to control the weather, or even if they had that power, they would never use it on themselves. We keep saying this, and we're going to keep saying that. Okay, they won't have the device that can control the weather and then destroy themselves and say, aha, well, this thing is good now. Let's go destroy, quote unquote, black folks with it, or the children of the light. That's a bunch of lies, a bunch of garbage. All of those stuff are being done by the Most High God Almighty. We say, be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. Okay? Know your guardian angel, your spirit guide. It will guide you to the things. If you don't know who that is, send us an email at biglevipriest@gmail.com. We will send it for you for free. But if you would like to have a spiritual background check to see what kind of power you have, who are you, what planet you from, what's your color, please send us an email. This one is not for free. We'll see you in part 2.